Visiting Lakers of Clayton State University and your Braves of UNCP. Now let's meet the starting lineups for both teams, beginning with our visitors from Barrow, Georgia. In goal, a junior from Valencia, Venezuela, number 0, Valentina Bonanuto. In the midfielder, a sophomore from Ballarat, Australia, number 3, Natalie Barbara. At a defender, a senior from Aarhus, Denmark, number 4, Yanni Brewer. In the midfielder, a senior from Faroes Ireland, number 7, Jane McKevitt. In the midfielder, a junior from Schwab, Germany, number 8, and Catherine Table. And midfielder, a senior from Guayaquil, Ecuador, number 10, Melanie Bacarizo. At forward, a sophomore from San Sebastian de la Reyes, Spain, number 11, Beatriz Zavalegi. At midfielder, a freshman from area, Georgia, number 15, Tia Holloman. And midfielder, a sophomore from Minden, Germany, number 16, Char Rosaner. And midfielder, a sophomore from Toulouse, France, number 17, Marie de Villers. And a midfielder, a sophomore from Yenbach, Norway, number 21, Pia Hogg. Assistant coach of the Lakers is Ross Henderson. Head coach of Clayton State is Fergal Ford. And now, let's meet the starting lineup for the home team. Ladies and gentlemen, your UNC Purple Braves. In goal, a senior from Cape Carteret, number 1, Gina Ryan. At forward, a junior from Greensboro, number 3, Alexis Pittman. At forward, a junior from Waxhaw, number 4, Riley Searing. In the midfielder, a junior from Bogota, Colombia, number 11, Paula Valbuena. At forward, a freshman from Bloemfontein, number 12, Morgan Hill. In the midfielder, a sophomore from Moorhead State, number 13, Bree Mason. And the winner, a junior from Montreal, Canada, number 14, Ariana Decoto. Out of Finnish freshman from Durham, number 15, Nona Borden. Out of Finnish senior from Cape Carteret, number 18, Katie Ryan. Out of Finnish freshman from Asheville, number 19, Kennedy Rucker. And the third redshirt senior from Jacksonville, number 25, Christina Stevenson. Athletic trainer for the Braves is Joseph Price. Assistant coach is Brady Padilla. Head coach of the Braves in his 19th season is Coach Lars Anderson. Officials for today's game: head referee Kevin Broadley, assistant referees Greg Bregman and Justin Howard. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we now ask you to stand with hats off and hands over hearts as we honor the United States of America and those who protect it with the playing of our national anthem.
All season has led to this postseason soccer in the Peach Belt Conference here in Pembroke, North Carolina, as the 3-seeded UNC Pembroke Braves play host to the number 6 seed in the Peach Belt Conference, the Clayton State Lakers. We welcome you in on a frigid afternoon here in North Carolina, 38 degrees as we get things started in the quarterfinals of the 2019 Peach Belt Conference Tournament. Good evening and thanks for joining us. John Gross coming to you live on the UNCP Sports Network. Braves entering tonight's match, a 14-4 record, 8-3 in Peach Belt Conference play through the regular season. And the visiting Clayton State Lakers, 8-6-1, 5-5-1 in the PBC. These two teams vying for a spot in the Peach Belt Conference semifinals. But for today, these two sides will square off for the second time this season. The Braves claimed the first victory, 3-1 the final in that one. Clayton State in their blue jerseys with white letters and numbers. UNC Pembroke, white tops, black shorts. And as you can note, a large majority of players tonight wearing long sleeves. Fitting. Again, 38 degrees and a fairly potent breeze as well. It had been raining all day. Luckily, that rain really tapered off around 5 p.m., so the field has had some time to kind of dry up a bit, but not much sunlight anyway, so conditions maybe not ideal for soccer, but that's what you get when you're playing here in mid-November. As we'll get things started with Taya Holloman in the center circle. And we are underway in the 2019 Peach Belt Conference Tournament. Again, second meeting this season between UNCP and Clayton State. Braves took the first 3-1. Going to Borden, throwing in from the opposite sideline. Both teams coming in off of a victory. UNCP closing out the regular season slate, a 2-0 win over Young Harris, middle of the pack team of the Peach Belt Conference. And Clayton State, a 5-0 romping of Albany State to round out their regular season schedule. Manueli Bacorizo lofts it up. Paula Valbuena underneath it for the Braves. Neither side able to get much going in the early minutes of this one, as Borden rolls it forward for Mason. Searing gives chase, and booted out of bounds by Valentina Bonaiuto. Major foreign flavor to this Clayton State roster. Only 4 players from the United States. 16 of the 20 on the roster are from overseas. And a goal kick. UNCP a lot on the line beyond just this opportunity to advance to the conference semifinals. Right now, sitting relatively, say, on the right side of the bubble for the NCAA tournament, but certainly can't hurt to secure another victory as they make their case to advance not only to the Peach Belt through the Peach Belt Conference tournament, but for an NCAA tournament bid. UNCP won the Peach Belt Conference tournament in 2017, clinched them an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament that same year. Last year, certainly close, possibly should have gotten in. Road wins, road record wasn't necessarily there. This year, that has not been the case for the Braves. And at this point of the year, it's just about adding the finishing touches onto a fairly polished resume. Roll to the middle. Zabaleji. McKevin. Lost it, gets it back. Off the foot of Holloman. And cleared away by the Braves. Kennedy Rucker able to knock it down the line. Pittman gave chase, couldn't quite get to it. Braves looking for a strong start here. That's kind of been their MO this season, outscoring opponents 18-4 in the first half of matches. They get those early leads, able to play some strong defense, and of course, one of the best keepers in Peach Belt Conference history, and Gina Ryan, patrolling the net for the Braves, makes it difficult for teams to mount comebacks late, but the Braves have certainly had some close ones against some possibly inferior opposition. But again, a 14-4 regular season record. Still very impressive regardless of some close wins. Pittman. Trapped. And a quick throw in. Clayton State working quickly. Holloman. Outside. Bacorizo. Back to Holloman. Trying to get a cross in. Decuto with slight tackle. And Gina Ryan there to save the day for the Braves. Ryan, the Peach Belt Conference career leader in clean sheets, just added 2 more to her resume last week. And in doing so was named Peach Belt Conference Goalkeeper of the Week for the 9th time in her career. That's the most for any student athlete in conference history. Mason, searching ball, Searing, approaching, and extending forward is Bonaiuto, native of Valencia, Venezuela. In her first season at Clayton State, you can see the winds catching that ball and not letting it get very far. Stevenson tried to connect with Morgan Hill, and it's cut away. Holloman lost it. Valbuena for the Braves, intended for Pittman, not enough behind it. And Baccarizo dribbles it out of bounds. Six minutes into this first half of action. And Mason a little bit slow here. She'll get some help off from Borden and Ryan. Obviously, you never want to see that, especially with cold weather. Any sort of injuries, any sort of pain can just be amplified a little bit more. Bailey Dawson heads on for the Braves in place of Bree Mason as Katie Ryan restarts things. Stevenson, the senior, plays it to the freshman and Kennedy Rucker. And a throw in again for the Braves. Yet to see a shot from either side. Just about 7 minutes in. Both sides kind of struggling to maintain possession once they get into the attacking third. Baccarizo pushes the pace with Borden riding her. Work back to Natalie Barbara. And Dick Couteau cleared it off the body of Holloman. UNCP and securing that 3 seed, they guarantee, obviously today hosting at home, and that's a big deal for them as a whistle is called. This is a Braves program that really doesn't lose at LREMC Stadium all too frequently. They had won 21, or were unbeaten in 21 straight home matches as it's flicked forward with the head to Pittman. Unbeaten 21 straight home matches before Flagler defeated them earlier this season. As Ryan works the line to Morgan Hill. Regardless, 24 out of the last 25 decisions at home, the Braves have either won or drawn. All 4 of the Peach Belt Conference quarterfinal matches are played at the home site of the higher seed in the meeting. After that, the teams will head down to Evans, Georgia to partake in the semifinals and then the championship round. Dawson, good touch as she carries forward. Baccarizo works the line. As the wind howls on here at LREMC Stadium. Really the coldest night that we've had in this fall sports season on campus. Touched on it earlier, but it was also raining all day. Luckily, for this match's sake, that rain let up right around 5 p.m. And it's dry, but it's windy and it's chilly. Not ideal circumstances to be playing in. Holloman couldn't control. Step over by Deviers. Played forward as Rucker able to knock it out. And Pittman tried to work the line. Stays in bounds though. Zabaleji. Holloman with space. Doesn't take it. Now works. And a great defensive play by the senior Katie Ryan as the ball crossed into the box. Whipping away, and Zabaleji sends it back to Natalie Barbara. Best opportunity that we've seen so far from either side tonight. Obviously still early in this first half of action. Drop kick from Gina Ryan. Great touch by Valbuena to settle it. Paula Valbuena. Ball for Pittman, takes an extra hop. Pittman with two in the box to her left. Tries to make a turn. As the double team from Barber comes, who takes her off the ball. Stevenson. Lofted for Searink. Headed back towards Hill. But Banayuro scoops it up for the Lakers. The transfer from Salem University. And again, her high arcing ball just gets caught up in the wind and settles right around the midline. And a whistle right around the midfield. It's a foul on Holloman, no card. As Borden sets to boot it deep for the Braves. We saw Bree Mason head off. Was helped off the field as it's worked into the box. Valbuena could not finish. And a whistle comes in offside as Valbuena, just a little too antsy. Defense able to hold their line. De Couteau as touches the hand of Holloman. Braves will send options forward for Ryan. Strong right foot for the senior out of Cape Carteret, North Carolina. Big boot forward. Valbuena made a run on it, and she'll be able to track it down here. Can she get the cross into the box with her right foot? Swinging in and headed away. But Valbuena follows it up. Paula Valbuena, early action here for the Braves, and that should really come at no surprise. Valbuena, a pair of goals against Clayton State earlier this season, including one from right around midfield. 2 of her 3 finishes this season have come in that match against the Lakers. Throw in, settled by Valbuena. And another throw-in awarded for the Braves, deep in Laker territory. Five in the box for Katie Ryan. De Couteau angles it to the middle. Searing a header back to Pittman. Able to stay on side, but couldn't get a shot off on net. Baccarizo looks to counter. Oh, great pace from Borden to step in front, and it's cleared by Kennedy Rucker. A relatively young back line for the Braves, but they've been impressive this season. The exception of Katie Ryan, some youth. This defense for UNCP. Rucker, only a freshman, but she tried to clear it away, was named Peach Belt Conference Defender of the Week earlier this season. Barbara in the middle field settles. Back to Barbara. Devier, header one by Ryan. Bounced right back forward. Ryan trying to work it out of the attacking area. Marie Devier. Zabaleji. Baccaris over the left. Off the crossbar. And Ryan able to track it down. Second shot for Clayton State. 15 minutes in, that's the best chance that we've seen so far for the Lakers. Valbuena able to make a turn. Working towards the middle. Trying to roll it for Pittman, not enough behind it. Marie Devier, native of Toulouse, France. Good move by Holloman to stay on it. Give and go back to Holloman. Top of the box. Zabaleji. Couldn't get anything off, and Hill has some time to reset things for the Braves. Tries the long ball to Pittman. Holloman has space to work with. Roller cut away. Good defense by Kennedy Rucker. Stevenson arced over her head. Header one by Natalie Barbara. And if of Ballarat, Australia. Pittman hustles down the sideline. Two in the box to her left. Oh, and they'll say that ball deflected off of Alexis Pittman. Thought it would be awarded a corner kick for the Braves, but last touch by the UNCP striker. What a season Alexis Pittman has had. Leads the Braves, goals, assists, points this season, 8 goals, 4 assists. Had an assist earlier in the season against Clayton State. Holloman up front looking to control the pace here. And she tried to flank it back. No one there. Dawson. Little offline to Lexi Pittman and Lars Anderson saying, hey, send it a little bit deeper. The Braves will really boot it deep down the lines into the corners for Pittman to try to track down. They've created a ton of offense this season doing just that. As Valbuena works it that way. Searing giving chase. With Jan Brewer on the ball, and Brewer rolls it. Searing forces the turnover. Riley Searing dodges a couple defenders. And it's cleared away. Beatriz Zabaleji. Back to Natalie Barbara. Lifted down the line. Off the body of Zabaleji. As Dawson connects with Borden. Pittman elevates, intended for Searing. Can she track it down? It's Rosner clearing it away, and the Braves will take their time to get some players forward. Throw in courtesy of Nona Borden. Pittman taken away from her. And a whistle, free kick for the visitors, who, by the way, despite being a 6 seed, they've really battled against some of the elite teams in the Peach Belt Conference. Lost by 1 goal to both North Georgia and Flagler, the 2 teams ahead of UNCP in the PBC standings Also lost in double overtime to Queens. They are currently ranked as the number 10 team at the Southeast Regional. So they've really been competitive in many matches, and especially when you get to postseason tournament play, all it takes is that one good match, that one opportunity that you finish that maybe you left kind of on the table earlier in the season, as they look to pull off the upset and advance to the semifinals. The Clayton State program won the PBC in 2013. Hadn't reached the quarterfinals since 2014. As Stevenson takes it the other way for the Braves. Deep for Morgan Hill. Hill had it and kicked away, but a valiant effort makes it possession Braves in the throw-in. Pia Hogg, native of Norway, going stride for stride with Morgan Hill, able to catch up to her. Approaching midway into this first half of action. Ryan goes long into the box. Searing, shot, too much. First shot of the match for UNCP. Comes 21 minutes in. Macarizo out wide to Barbara, with Borden checking her. Natalie Barbara connects with Holloman. And Rucker tapped it away, awarded a goal kick for the Braves. That far sideline has really been busy today for both teams. Neither side really playing much on the near side, so it's been predominantly on the right side of the formation for the Braves, left side for Clayton State. Ryan angles it, touched by Stevenson. What the players going for it, Valbuena couldn't win it. Manoli Bacarizo dodges a couple, and we might see a card here, yes. Borden will be awarded a yellow. And Bacarizo a little slow to get up, but she seems to be okay. Free kick. And a favorable spot here for Clayton State. Well within striking distance. Marie Devielle will take it. One goal in this season for the native of Toulouse, France. As Jane McKevitt angled back to her right. 5 in the box. Annette Ryan, diving save. Gina Ryan keeping this thing scoreless. There's a reason why she is touted as one of the best to ever do it in this conference. Making big plays in big moments. But Deviere has it once again with options. Holloman. Decuto tracks her down quickly. Holloman thought she had won a corner, instead it's a goal kick for the Braves. 38 degrees here in Pembroke, North Carolina. And quite the breeze to go along with it. No precipitation, which makes it a little bit better. It had been raining all day until about an hour before match time. Stevenson Good anticipation by Pia Hogg. But Ryan's there for the Braves. Down the line for Searing, got a head on it. Off the hand, that's blatant there, Jane McKevitt. And now the Braves trying to switch things a bit. Clayton State, they've been the aggressors in this one. Not shooting the Braves 3-1. Real feel of 31 degrees here in Pembroke. As Ryan's ball floats on to the foot of Pittman. Pittman makes her way around one. Tackling on Macarizo, who stays with it. Macarizo lost it along the sideline. No indication just yet. And it's a throw in for the visitors. And a change now for Clayton State as Beatriz Zabalenji checks out and Catherine Zabel heads on. Pardon me, that's Isabel Massa, native of Caracas, Venezuela. Massa has 3 goals this season, 1 assist. But she's coming off of a 1-goal performance in that 5-0 victory over Albany State in the regular season finale for the Lakers. Barbara Tabacarizo, wearing that number 10, and for good reason. She certainly plays like it. Searing, able to redirect. He couldn't get there. Holloman has done a nice job up front tonight, winning some of those contested balls as Borden operates quickly. Nothing going there, and again to Holloman. Roll to the middle. Early touch for Isabella Massa. Deviere. Cross. Hooked away from Holloman, and Stevenson has some grain to work with. Christina Stevenson, intended for Pittman. Maybe got rid of it a little too early there. And Dawson whistled for some contact. .5 to go in the opening half. Peach Belt Conference quarterfinals. 3-seed UNCP versus the 6-seeded Clayton State Lakers. Winner advances to the conference semifinals and gets 1 step closer to extending their season in the NCAA tournament. Holloman nearly got a head on it, but a Rucker there for the Braves. Decuteau cleared down the line. Pia Hogg couldn't control, now works it back. Hogg a long ball for Holloman. And Ryan's there off the head of Brianna Decuteau. Header won by Searing, not much of a contest on that one. Worked back to the keeper. Quiet first half offensively for UNCP. They're plus 14 to the scoreboard in first half this season. 18 goals, holding their opponents to just 4 in the first 45 of matches. Hasn't necessarily been the case today. Their lone shot was a relatively deep one from Riley Searing, who just got bodied off the ball. As Massa Sends it out wide, now deep to Holloman. Manoli Bacarizo splits a pair. Rutgers on her for the Braves. Barbara worked forward off the head of Dick Couteau. And again, Clayton State, throw in about midway through UNCP's side of the pitch. This has kind of just been the trend of this one. Some solid possession time of the attacking third for the visitors. Just not much today for the Braves. As UNCP has a player getting set to check in. Looks like Zion Sellers getting set. But a good run here from Massa. Ryan, good defensive effort, and his Hog works it away. Deep ball. Hill looks to track it down for the Braves. Brewer is there. Braves apply the pressure, and they win a throw-in. Morgan Hill out.
Checking in for the Braves, number 5,
Zion Sellers on for the Braves. So some fresh legs for Lars Anderson's crew. Coach Anderson, his 19th season as the head coach for UNCP. Valbuena. And a corner kick for the Braves. It's their first of the match. An opportunity here for UNCP. Hasn't been the prettiest offensive first half for either side, but the Braves really just one attempt. Got one shot on the board, courtesy of Riley Searing. Now we're corner teed up for Katie Ryan. In swinging ball from the senior. Ryan will have another crack at it. And a goal kick awarded to the visitors. Valentina Bonaiuta will clear it away. 15th appearance of the season, a record of 8-5-1 in net. And a low ball comes to Dawson. Pittman nearly got to it. She's able to reach around and keep it in. Searing, and a collision right around the goalie box, and we'll see another card. Second yellow of this first half for UNCP. And Valentina Bonaiuta lying on the ground. We'll take a quick break here on the UNCP Sports Network. Scoreless here in the first half of action. It's the quarterfinals of the 2019 Peach Belt Conference Tournament.
When a hospital invests in technology, skilled hands and keen eyes have new tools for diagnosing disease and making people better. At Scotland, we were the first in the region to provide 3D mammograms and robotic joint surgery, and the only hospital in the region to collaborate with Duke Health to offer both radiation and medical oncology for cancer patients. At Scotland, we invest in the newest technology for one simple reason: to deliver you closer care that's better by far.
Don't just throw a tailgate, own the tailgate with a Bojack.
Back here at LREMC Stadium on the campus of UNC Pembroke. Under 14 minutes to go in the opening half of action. Winner advances to the semifinals of the conference tourney. That'll be played this weekend to the championship on Sunday. Semifinals on Friday down in Evans, Georgia. Banayuda staying in the match. The visiting goalkeeper. The collision with Riley Searing, which resulted in a yellow card for the Braves attacker.
Checking in for the Lakers, number 13, Moa Loftman.
Moa Loftman heads on for the visitors, replaces Marie Devieres. Loftman, first match this season that she has not started in. This is her 16th appearance of the season, and started all 15 prior to tonight. Dawson, down the line for Pittman. Hustling after it, Pittman with the first touch. Pittman across. Sellers was there, but defender in front was Brewer. And you just got the sense, the way this match has been going with the weather and everything, tournament play, teams will bring their A game, wins, preventing some deep balls from hitting their intended target. This one very well could come down to the wire. Fans here in multiple layers. Have some fans in sleeping bags out to our left. As Massa couldn't get to it, and it's punched away by the Braves. Neither of these two teams necessarily accustomed to playing in weather like this, considering much of the season has been fairly warm. It really hasn't gotten cold down south, and really this whole fall semester. And UNC Pembroke being the northernmost team in the Peach Belt Conference, would make sense. It would get a little bit colder here earlier than some of the other teams, like Clayton State. As Pittman throws it in quick. A little bit further down the line again for the Braves. Rucker lost it. Holloman able to get off the ground quickly. Loftman, her first touch of the match. Out wide, Bacarizo, 1-on-1 with Borden. Bacarizo, a low ball. Cut away by the Braves defense. And there's a whistle, a foul called on Clayton State. Ryan goes with the left, perfectly placed to Valbuena, settled off her chest as Sellers tried to make a run, but Hogg got a foot on it. Back to Valbuena for the Braves from distance, Valbuena! Almost on top of the net, Paula Valbuena. She scored one from midfield against Clayton State earlier in the season and nearly had an absolute beauty of a finish. That is not an easy ball for Banayuda to track down, possibly a little bit lower, and the keeper would be unable to make a play on it. That would be a goal, but unfortunately for the Braves, it ends up on top of the net. But another chance as Pittman keeps it in play. A low ball, knocked away by Natalie Barbara, and the Braves starting to come alive a little bit offensively. Stevenson lifted to Sellers. Sellers, and she's whistled offside. Line short to Pia Hogg. Header won by Valbuena. Rucker for the Braves. Knocked around a bit. And Natalie Barbara stays on it. Borden able to retreat for UNCP. Bacarizo gets the cross in. And Ryan there, comfortable save for the Braves keeper on the cross. Ryan has space, sister to sister. Got a good shot of Katie Ryan right there. She finds Sellers. Lost it in favor of the Lakers. And a whistle comes in, and it's a foul called against Zion Sellers. No card for the Braves. Already 2 yellow cards issued to UNCP. Most recently, Riley Searing with her collision with Valentina Bonaiuto. Holloman into the box for the Lakers. Cross stepped away, and Rucker knocks it out. A corner kick for Clayton State. Loa Loftman marches to the flag. And she'll be the one to take it. Native of Sweden. Boots it in, out-swinging ball. Ryan punches it out of there. Still danger, though, as it's curled on net. And Gina Ryan with the save. Physical play in the midfield as Dawson comes down flat. She's able to get up, and that ground certainly unforgiving on a chilly day like today. But she seems to be okay. 5.5 to go, opening half of action. Peach Belt Conference quarterfinals. Throw in from Borden. Number 3 versus number 6. UNCP looking to pad their resume as they approach a possible NCAA tournament berth. As Clayton State, they're looking to make a run here. Good stop and go as it's worked forward, but Katie Ryan is there for the Braves. Ryan turns the corner as Sellers making a run down the line. A great sliding tackle. But Sellers has it for UNCP. Still on it, tried to work her way back down the line and lost it out of play. Braves looking to make their 4th straight Peach Belt Conference semifinal appearance. Bonaiuto. Headed back softly by Massa, not much under it. Header from Hogg, directed high in the air as Sellers is taken down. And a whistle, foul against Hogg. No advantage, though, played for the Braves. Possibly had numbers. But now they'll send 6 forward for the right foot of Katie Ryan. Looking to break things open here in the first half of play. High ball from Ryan. And it's a corner awarded to the Braves. Offensive chances steadily improving for UNCP as this first half has gone on. Ball from Ryan. Headed, settled, and cleared. That ball hangs up in the air, and Valbuena underneath it. Angling shot from distance, Valbuena! Absolute beauty. You won't find a better finish than that, in a bigger spot than that. Her 4th goal of this season. And UNCP takes a 1-0 lead in the first half of the PBC tournament quarterfinals. Absolute class from Paula Valbuena. Her 2nd go on an attempt like that. First one just a little bit too high over the crossbar, and the 2nd one settles into the back of the net. And now the Braves will look to hold on for the next 47 minutes. UNCP now outscoring its opponents 19-4 in the first half of matches this season. Sellers looking to keep the momentum going for the Braves. Hogg cuts inside. Deep ball for Descouteaux, not wearing long sleeves, although she is a native of Montreal, Canada. And if we think it's cold right here, real feel in the low 30s, this is nothing compared to a Canadian winter. Paula Valbuena, an incredible finish for the Braves, giving them the lead here in the first half. And now she's taken down. And we'll see no card. Sinks forward for the Braves.
1 minute remaining.
Under a minute to go in the first half. Ryan punches it up the field once again. Borden has her chance at it. Settles into the arms of Bonaiuto. Floated forward. Holloman couldn't get a head on it, and Ryan comes off her line to secure it. 20 seconds to go in the first half. Braves looking for one final opportunity here. Pressure applied as Bonaiuto lofts it toward the sideline. And Hogg touches it out of bounds.
3, 2, 1, 0.
And that will end the first half. An absolute screamer off the right foot of Paula Valbuena makes it 1-0. A phenomenal finish to give the Braves an early edge in this one. Now plus 15 on the scoreboard in the first half of matches. And 4 shots for the Braves, 4 shots for the Lakers. Really all the stats you need to know. It hasn't been a flashy match by any stretch of the imagination. Temperatures in the low 30s. Now as the wind beats down on us here at LREMC Stadium, Braves a 1-0 lead, 45 minutes away from advancing to the PBC semifinals. and moving one step closer to an NCAA tournament berth. We'll take a quick break here on the UNCP Sports Network. Don't go anywhere. Halftime here in the Peach Belt Conference quarterfinals. Braves lead it 1-0.
Bojangles Cajun filet biscuit. Could this get any more perfect?
Pimento cheese. Dude, get it with pimento cheese. Trust me.
Perfect just got perfecter. Introducing Bojangles Cajun Filet Biscuit with our new pimento cheese. Melty cheddary pimento cheese on our Cajun spice chicken. It's perfecter. Bojangles.
It's bow time, y'all.
A nurse at Scotland Health is
a healer, touching patients' lives at every turn.
An ally, working as a trusted teammate with the best doctors. A blower of bubbles, part child whisperer, part kid at heart.
A winner, recognizing excellence through Daisy Awards.
And of course, a caring friend. Scotland Health nurses are many things to many people. But to us, they're simply better by far.
Don't just throw a tailgate, own the tailgate with a Bojangles Big Bow Box. Only Bojangles brings the flavor to every tailgate with mouth-watering chicken, fresh buttery biscuits, flavorful fixins, and freshly steeped legendary iced tea. Because how can you expect to win the game if you don't win the tailgate? Feed all the hungry tailgaters in your group with an 8, 12, or 20-piece Big Bow Box. Bojangles, it's bow time, y'all!
When a hospital invests in technology, skilled hands and keen eyes have new tools for diagnosing disease and making people better. At Scotland, we were the first in the region to provide 3D mammograms and robotic joint surgery, and the only hospital in the region to collaborate with Duke Health to offer both radiation and medical oncology for cancer patients. At Scotland, we invest in the newest technology for one simple reason: to deliver you closer care that's better by far.
Bojangles Cajun filet biscuit. Could this get any more perfect?
Pimento cheese. Dude, get it with pimento cheese. Trust me.
Perfect just got perfecter. Introducing Bojangles Cajun Filet Biscuit with our new pimento cheese. Melty, cheddary pimento cheese on our Cajun Spice Chicken. It's perfecter. Bojangles.
It's bow time, y'all.
Don't just throw a tailgate, own the tailgate with a Bojangles Big Bow Box. Only Bojangles brings the flavor to every tailgate with mouth-watering chicken, fresh buttery biscuits, flavorful fixins, and freshly steeped legendary iced tea. Because how can you expect to win the game if you don't win the tailgate? Feed all the hungry tailgaters in your group with an 8, 12, or 20-piece Big Bow Box. Bojangles, it's bow time, y'all!
A nurse at Scotland Health is
a healer, touching patients' lives at every turn.
An ally, working as a trusted teammate with the best doctors. A blower of bubbles, part child whisperer, part kid at heart.
A winner, recognizing excellence through Daisy Awards.
And of course, a caring friend. Scotland Health nurses are many things to many people. But to us, they're simply better by far.
Bojangles Cajun filet biscuit. Could this get any more perfect?
Pimento cheese. Dude, get it with pimento cheese. Trust me.
Perfect just got perfecter. Introducing Bojangles Cajun Filet Biscuit with our new pimento cheese. Melty, cheddary pimento cheese on our Cajun Spice Chicken. It's perfecter. Bojangles.
It's bow time, y'all.
When a hospital invests in technology, skilled hands and keen eyes have new tools for diagnosing disease and making people better. At Scotland, we were the first in the region to provide 3D mammograms and robotic joint surgery, and the only hospital in the region to collaborate with Duke Health to offer both radiation and medical oncology for cancer patients. At Scotland, we invest in the newest technology for one simple reason: to deliver you closer care that's better by far.
Don't just throw a tailgate, own the tailgate with a Bojangles Big Bow Box. Only Bojangles brings the flavor to every tailgate with mouth-watering chicken, fresh buttery biscuits, flavorful fixins, and freshly steeped legendary iced tea. Because how can you expect to win the game if you don't win the tailgate? Feed all the hungry tailgaters in your group with an 8, 12, or 20-piece Big Bow Box. Bojangles, it's bow time, y'all!
A nurse at Scotland Health is
a healer, touching patients' lives at every turn.
An ally, working as a trusted teammate with the best doctors. A blower of bubbles, part child whisperer, part kid at heart.
A winner, recognizing excellence through Daisy Awards.
And of course, a caring friend. Scotland Health nurses are many things to many people. But to us, they're simply better by far.
Don't just throw a tailgate, own the tailgate with a Bojangles Big Bow Box. Only Bojangles brings the flavor to every tailgate with mouth-watering chicken, fresh buttery biscuits, flavorful fixins, and freshly steeped legendary iced tea. Because how can you expect to win the game if you don't win the tailgate? Feed all the hungry tailgaters in your group with an 8, 12, or 20-piece Big Bow Box. Bojangles, it's bow time, y'all!
When a hospital invests in technology, skilled hands and keen eyes have new tools for diagnosing disease and making people better. At Scotland, we were the first in the region to provide 3D mammograms and robotic joint surgery, and the only hospital in the region to collaborate with Duke Health to offer both radiation and medical oncology for cancer patients. At Scotland, we invest in the newest technology for one simple reason: to deliver you closer care that's better by far.
Bojangles Cajun filet biscuit. Could this get any more perfect?
Pimento cheese. Dude, get it with pimento cheese. Trust me.
Perfect just got perfecter. Introducing Bojangles Cajun Filet Biscuit with our new pimento cheese. Melty cheddary pimento cheese on our Cajun spice chicken. It's perfecter. Bojangles.
It's bow time, y'all.
A nurse at Scotland Health is
a healer, touching patients' lives at every turn.
An ally, working as a trusted teammate with the best doctors. A blower of bubbles, part child whisperer, part kid at heart.
A winner, recognizing excellence through Daisy Awards.
And of course, a caring friend. Scotland Health nurses are many things to many people. But to us, they're simply better by far.
Don't just throw a tailgate, own the tailgate with a Bojangles Big Bow Box. Only Bojangles brings the flavor to every tailgate with mouth-watering chicken, fresh buttery biscuits, flavorful fixins, and freshly steeped legendary iced tea. Because how can you expect to win the game if you don't win the tailgate? Feed all the hungry tailgaters in your group with an 8, 12, or 20-piece Big Bow Box. Bojangles, it's bow time, y'all!
Bojangles Cajun filet biscuit. Could this get any more perfect?
Pimento cheese. Dude, get it with pimento cheese. Trust me.
Perfect just got perfecter. Introducing Bojangles Cajun Filet Biscuit with our new pimento cheese. Melty cheddary pimento cheese on our Cajun spice chicken. It's perfecter. Bojangles.
It's bow time, y'all.
A nurse at Scotland Health is
a healer, touching patients' lives at every turn.
An ally, working as a trusted teammate with the best doctors. A blower of bubbles, part child whisperer, part kid at heart.
A winner, recognizing excellence through Daisy Awards.
And of course, a caring friend. Scotland Health nurses are many things to many people. But to us, they're simply better by far.
Don't just throw a tailgate, own the tailgate with a Bojangles Big Bow Box. Only Bojangles brings the flavor to every tailgate with mouth-watering chicken, fresh buttery biscuits, flavorful fixins, and freshly steeped legendary iced tea. Because how can you expect to win the game if you don't win the tailgate? Feed all the hungry tailgaters in your group with an 8, 12, or 20-piece Big Bow Box. Bojangles, it's bow time, y'all!
45 minutes back on the clock here at LREMC Stadium. Braves look to hang on after a late goal by Paulo Valbuena. Brings him oh so much closer to the next round of the Peach Belt Conference Tournament. And possibly even beyond that. Valbuena gets us started. Now Searing controls for the Braves. Over to Valbuena in the middle. Shot from distance. Curls away. That's where she found some success in the first half. Her goal came from about midway through the attacking half. It was her second attempt from that distance as Bonayuda comes out of the box and clears it right to Stevenson. Back to Valbuena. Her first attempt was from really the same spot as where she scored, but lifted it a little bit too high as it settled on top of the netting. Second one found its way into the back of the net as Valbuena puts a cross in. Searing almost got a head on it. Paula Valbuena, the one who's been setting the tone for the Braves, has been such a crucial part of this UNCP offense. Midfielder that has created ample opportunities this year for her side. Team high 6 assists on the season and now 4 goals to go with it, including 3 goals against Clayton State this season. 2 goals against the Lakers earlier this year. And now her 3rd against the Lakers tonight. Holloman has done a nice job up front tonight, controlling some long passes. I can't quite get to that one. And a throw in for the Braves. Winner advances to the Peach Belt Conference semifinals. 2 of the top 8 teams in the conference. You need to be top 8 to qualify. Braves finished the regular season 3rd in the PBC standings behind Flagler, who are undefeated, and North Georgia, a couple of ranked teams. But after those two comes UNCP. Clayton State, the 6th seed, finished the Peach Belt Conference regular season 5-5-1, including a 3-1 defeat at home against this very UNCP team. As Rucker places it out of play. Loftman tipped to Holloman. Braves not giving many good looks on net for the opponents. Barber tried to switch fields and instead puts it right off the chest of Katie Ryan. And now UNCP an opportunity to counter. Hill, a probing ball. No one there, but off the header it's to Stevenson. Borden, great way to play that ball and step in front as Bailey Dawson muscles her way to it. Physical play, we'll get a whistle. This has been an aggressive battle. 2 yellow cards issued against Braves, but we've seen our fair share of fouls tonight as Borden sets to boot it forward. Knocks it into the box. Dawson. And Searing couldn't stick her right foot on it. Holloman cuts her way towards the middle. Roller for Barbara. Too much as Borden sends it down the pitch. Pinballed back to the other side of the field. Similar start to what we saw in the first half of action. Neither side really able to establish much in the early goings of this second half. Barbara, out wide. Loftman. Cross. And Ryan's there for the Braves. UNCP, they're in a position they like to be in, a position that they're comfortable being in. They lead early in the second half. First half goal puts them in front. Plus 15 in first half this season scoring, and Ryan is ripped down by Moa Loftman. Results in a free kick for the Braves. Two teams who, on the season at least, outshoot their opponents per match on a fairly convincing basis. Clayton State outshoots their opponents 9-8. Braves 17-8. But today it's been even between these two sides, and neither team close to their season average in terms of shots. 6 tonight for the Braves, 5 for the visiting Lakers. Zabel lifts it out of right at midfield. And our camera operator, Maria Lazaro, able to get out of the way, avoid that ball. As Manoli Bacarizo marks it forward to Holloman. Valbuena pushes the issue for Searing. That ball kind of just died down again. Very windy. Temperatures in the low 30s here in Pembroke. Coldest it's been this fall sports season, undoubtedly, and really doesn't seem to be warming up all too much this week. Maybe slightly from the 30s, but not going to be like we've seen much of this fall semester. Check the weather for UNCP's football game this weekend. That's supposed to be in the mid to high 40s as well. Morgan Hill finds Searing. Worked forward to Pittman. Racing after it. But Bonayuda is there. Offline to clear it. As Searing settles it for the Braves. And works it towards Morgan Hill. Couldn't control. Hill's able to stop it though. And it falls to Holloman. Valbuena. Deep, a good header though by Zabel to keep it in front of her and prevent Pittman from having an opportunity on the run. McKevin. Intercepted by Borden. Bacarizo, great touch. 1-on-2, Bacarizo. Lost her run as Decuto keeps it in play, and Bacarizo scores to equalize. Brianna Decuto kept the ball on the line, and Manoli Bacarizo is right on her tail, and she puts it past Ryan. And we're level at 1 just like that. A tough break for the Braves. Eighth goal of the season for Bacarizo, who now has a goal in 3 of her last 4 matches. Seemed like Decuto did not want to concede a corner kick. She prevented it from seeping out of play, but Bacarizo was on her tail the whole time. And we'll get a couple of changes here. Fresh life now for the visitors. Marie Deviers checks in back off the bench. He was a starter alongside Beatriz Zabaleji. A couple players in the starting lineup tonight for the Lakers. Got a breather about midway through the first half, and now they're in the second. Natalie Barbara. Bacarizo. Zigs and zags. Crosses to Ryan. Bacarizo, the equalizing goal. Played back. Bacarizo 1-on-1 with Borden. Borden doesn't give her the sideline. Barbara with Dawson on her. Good tackle. No whistle, and it's a throw in for the Braves. Long throw and a little bit further down the line now. Borden won't take it with their gloves on. Searing wins it. Riley Searing edging towards the box. Searing across over the head of Morgan Hill. Was positioned well on the backside. Valbuena gets a touch. Morgan Hill wins it. Bacarizo with the left. Off the hand of De Couteau. Borden sends it forward for Searing. You can see that bounce right there, maybe a drier surface that'll die down in bounds, but still a pretty slick grass. It had been raining all day, really since early morning today, and rain picked up quite a bit throughout midday and early afternoon. And then right around 4:35 p.m., rain stopped. This match got kicked off at 6. But again, given the cold temperatures, not much of a chance for any of this moisture to dissipate in the surface. As Dawson takes it their way and then lost it. Bacarizo looking up front. "13 minutes into the second half. Emanuele Bacarizo equalizer. Brought us level at 1. It's not been a goal from Devieres, but Ryan's all over it for the Braves. Forward for Searing. Ryan taken down from behind, and that'll absolutely be a card. That's a yellow. Third yellow of the match. First against a Clayton State player. We've seen 2 against the Braves. Fergal Ford, head coach of Clayton State, his 4th season, barking out the instruction for the visitors. 4 years, as an assistant, both the men's and women's programs at Clayton State. Hogg clears it, touched by Massa, but she couldn't control. Now settled by Baccarizo. Barbara lost it, ends up again with Baccarizo. It's been a battle of Manoli Baccarizo and Paula Valbuena, two talented, skilled midfielders, both of whom have a goal, but both of whom have done so much more than just score those goals, as it's kicked over towards the scorer's table. Searing the step over. Searing has Pittman making a run. Searing played forward for Pittman. And a great play by Valentina Bonaiuto. As Pittman a little slow to get back up front for the Braves. And she's limping. It's cold out there. Again, any sort of contact, any sort of injury certainly exacerbated by this cold temperature. We saw Bree Mason in the early stages of this one get dinged up. She has yet to return. It's been Dawson who's performed well in her place. And now Pittman being assisted off. That's a huge loss for the Braves if she stays out. Pittman, the junior, leads UNCP in goals this season with 8. Has 4 assists as well. Zion Sellers hustles onto the pitch in place of Alexis Pittman. It's a player the Braves cannot afford to be without. Such a dangerous weapon up front, who has really excelled.
Checked in for the Braves, number 5, Zion Sellers.
And you look at a player like Stacey Scott, who graduated last year, having to replace her offensive abilities. It's been Pittman in large part doing that. Certainly, a few players have stepped up for the Braves. Pittman, 8 goals. Second in scoring, pardon me. Riley Searing leads the Braves with 9 goals, but those two performing very well this season for Lars Anderson up front. And now the Braves without Alexis Pittman, at least for the time being, as she's being tended to on the sideline. '61st minute. Goal kick. Short kick from Ryan. Undoubtedly impacted by the wind, which is blowing in her direction. De Vieres. And to Zabel. Baccarizo. Patrolling the middle of the pitch. As options plays it back. Zabaleji. And De Vieres sends it out of bounds. Clayton State awarded a free kick in a good spot here. De Vieras will take it. 6 forward, positioned at the edge of the box. Good ball. Riley Searing wins the header as Dawson works the far sideline. And a free kick for the Braves. And a strong defensive performance tonight by UNCP, with the exception of the relatively kind of freak goal scored by Bacarizo. Ball was kept in bounds by Decuto on the end line and fell right at the foot of Bacarizo. And a whistle, Braves pleading that Katie Ryan played the ball there. Pleading to no avail. Rosner will take it. Defender, native of Germany. One of 16 foreign players out of 20 total players in the roster for this Clayton State Lakers side. Seller booted it downfield for Sellers. Still giving chase. Bonayuda ample time to crank this down. Rucker. Searing kind of just got past her. Rucker out wide. Morgan Hill gets after it. Shot with the left. One hopped into the chest of Bonayuda. Over the head of Borden. Dawson. Bacarizo with the left forward. Good ball to Massa. Bacarizo now looks to make a run. Deviere has struggled to settle a few passes her way tonight. Borden steps in front. And jockeying for the ball, being whistled for a foul, is Riley Searing. Already has 1 yellow tonight, has to be careful. Another and she'll be taken out, issued a red. And the Braves will be down to 10 players. Now UNCP playing with 10 against Georgia College on their senior day. Alexis Pittman issued a red card that match. By the way, Pittman still out on the sideline for the Braves. Rucker heads it down, a shot, offline. And here comes Alexis Pittman back out onto the pitch for Riley Searing. Good to see her back on for the Braves. Tremendous pace up front and a very skilled finisher for UNCP. Had a collision with the keeper earlier in the second half. But she's right back in there. Natalie Barbara slices through. Massa as Devieres to her right from distance. Into the arms of Gina Ryan. 7 shots apiece with 23 minutes remaining in this Peach Belt Conference quarterfinals match. 3 seed UNCP, 6 seed Clayton State. Oh, great move. Bacarizo. She has the lone goal tonight for the Lakers. And she finds Massa. Spins up top. Devieres. Shot on net. Just wide. Good play by the Lakers. Now out shooting the Braves 8-7. Throw-in from Katie Ryan. Valbuena sent down the line to Pittman, her first touch since returning. Isabella Massa has it for the visitors. Clayton State looking to pull off the upset. Barber chips forward, not enough behind it. Barbara gets over the head of Katie Ryan. Petra Zabaleggi. And Ryan steps in front. Corner kick for Clayton State. Kiara Rosner saunters over to the corner flag. Set piece opportunity to take the advantage. UNCP jumped out to a 1-0 lead late in the first half. A Paula Valbuena, absolute beauty of a finish from well outside the box, and then the equalizer earlier in the second half. Outswinging ball, nearly found the head of Zabel, but a whistle is blown as she was a little too physical there, and the Braves now look to work quickly. Ryan keeps it low. Rucker wins the header. Bacarizo rolls back, out wide to Zabel. Oh, and it gets past Descouteaux. No whistle, though. Ryan is playing forward. Isabella Massa flicks on for Bacarizo. Could track it down, and it's cleared out of bounds. A throw-in deep in Braves territory for the Lakers. It's Clayton State's squad. An interesting finish to the season. Took down Albany State 5-0 in the regular season finale. Match before that, though, against Georgia College, lost 4-0. Now they're looking to put everything together as they've reached the postseason. Luffman back onto the field for the Lakers. 19 minutes remain in regulation. Obviously, given that this is a tournament, no ties. You know, the overtime periods, extra time soccer, and then goes to a shootout if no one's able to find the back of the net. Searing back on for the Braves. Ball carried forward. Spinning is Brewer. Bacarizo with Borden all over her. Can't quite make a turn. A good step by Nona Borden. Oh, nearly turned over. Off the foot of Bacarizo. .17.5 to go in this quarterfinal match. Pittman finds Searing. Top two scorers for the Braves. Searing tries to now apply the pressure. Yanni Brewer. A little too much for Alexis Pittman. Braves 6-1 at home this season. Touched on it before, but they've been unbeaten in 24 of their previous 25 matches. The friendly confines of LREMC Stadium. Lone loss came earlier this season against Flagler. Flagler, top-seeded team of the Peach Belt Conference Tournament, unbeaten in the season, top 5 team nationally. The Braves lost to them 2-1. Valbuena tries to spin out of a defender. And a quick throw in to Searing. Searing cuts her way inside. Riley Searing, as Pittman was making a run for it. Center backs tonight have played very well for Clayton State. But it's Bacarizo coming the other way. Has the lone goal tonight for the Lakers. Massa on her left to Barbara in the box. Borden rolls it away. Still danger, though. Massa, edge of the box. One hopper secured by Gina Ryan. Fourth save for Ryan tonight. Her final match at LREMC Stadium, unless the Braves able to make their way into a very high seed of the NCAA tournament and host an opening round match here. That would take a bit of a run in the Peach Belt Conference Tournament, but obviously something this team more than capable of, and it could help right here as Pittman makes her way upfield. Alexis Pittman with options. Low cross to Searing, got a foot on it. And Bonaiuta dives to stay in front. Alert play by the keeper. But a great ball from Pittman right onto the foot of Searing as the one-timer a little bit too slow on net. Header won by Borden. Braves looking to play some inspired soccer the final 15 minutes of this quarterfinal match, as are the Lakers. Both teams creating some better opportunities. Borden, another player, has been very solid tonight for the Braves defensively at right back. Bocarizo. McKevitt. And a throw in for Clayton State. Bocarizo splits the double. Nearly a disaster there for the Braves. So skilled with the ball at her foot. Cross from distance. Lofted into the box. And scampers wide of the net. And a corner kick is awarded. Last touch by a Braves defender. 13.5 remaining in this quarterfinals match between UNCP and Clayton State. A whole lot at stake for both teams. Lakers hadn't reached the quarterfinals of the conference tournament since 2014. Braves an opportunity to reach the semifinals for the 4th straight season as Massa fires and it's wide. A late first half goal by Paula Valbuena gave the Braves a lead right before halftime. And fairly early in the second half, the equalizer courtesy of Manoli Bacarizo. Her 8th goal of the season and her 3rd finish in her last 4 games. Has it once again. Bacarizo tripped up. As she holds her leg. Braves fans arguing she took a dive there. But Bacarizo wins the spot and a free kick and a great opportunity here for the Braves. Marie Deviere has been the one to take the free kicks tonight. A set piece chance. Just about 12 minutes remaining in this one. 79th minute of action. One of the best in conference history in net for the Braves. Devielle will take it. And lifted it too high. Braves trying to counter. Ryan showing some urgency, settling the ball down. Now she'll take her time. Low kick. Dawson flicks forward, Valbuena. Searing wins the header. Braves looking for some late magic. Bacarizo to Deviere. Loftman. Intercepted as Decuteau trying to connect with Sellers. A little bit off her line. Via Hogg. Header won by Rocker. Gives the Braves a bit of a chance to reset. Right back at it though. Bacarizo couldn't get to it as the ball got past Rucker. Now the Braves a chance to counter. Searing gives chase. Can't get to it. Those long balls, which have been a staple of the Braves, just haven't been there tonight for UNCP, but a great defensive play by Katie Ryan. Gave it right back, though, to the lanky Pia Hogg. Deviere nearly sent it through. Decuteau. Great effort defensively. Under 10 minutes remaining in regulation. Valbuena. Deep for Pittman. Consistent center back play tonight for Clayton State. But it's Valbuena tracking it down. Valbuena rolls forward for Dawson. Oh, so close. So a phenomenal opportunity for UNCP. The Braves applying some pressure, though, in the latter stages of this one. Expect a pretty exciting final 9 minutes of action. As we approach the 82nd minute of action. Decuteau trying to switch fields. Instead, it's Bacarizo all over it. But a great tackle made by Dawson right around midfield. Valbuena sent forward for Searing, who fell down. Jane McKevitt controls. McKevitt one-on-one with Dawson. Dawson came in early for an injured Bree Mason. McKevitt deflected by Dawson. Rucker heads it away right to Bacarizo. Directly to Massa. Decouteau couldn't clear it. Tangled up, and it's whistle going against Isabel Massa, native of Caracas, Venezuela. Difficult spot to take a free kick for the Braves, as it's worked down the line by Borden. Now a little bit more room to operate with. Now she'll settle for the throw-in. Bacarizo dodges a couple of defenders. Devier. Valbuena couldn't get to it. Bacarizo. Step over. Bacarizo one-on-one with Rucker. Katie Ryan. Phenomenal defensive play there. And Valbuena looks to counter. Intended for Pittman. Couldn't get to her. Sellers, far side. Back and forth we go in the midfield. Decouteau can't get it past the stout defense of Catherine Zabel. Pia Hogg stumbled and lost it. Valbuena, first touch to Pittman. Can the Braves take the lead here? And they'll win a corner. Pia Hogg lost her footing. Tough conditions to play in right now. Mid-30s, slight breeze, a wet pitch. But is this what the Braves needed? A late corner kick. It'll be taken by Katie Ryan. Six in the box, with Valbuena standing just 18 yards away. Outswinging ball. Ends up with Valbuena. One touch to Sellers. Low cross. And Bonayuda is there for the Lakers. Wind starting to pick up again. It had died down for much of this second half. Borden lost it. Bacarizo. Dangerous when she's on it. Deviers. Trying to get through to Massa. Searink settles it, and offside is whistled in Riley Searink. Defense holds their line. Kiara Rosner spins the ball as she's set to knock it deep. Ryan's there for the Braves. Knocks it away, and a throw-in. Good spot here. It'll be Pia Hogg to take it. They push the right back forward. Quickly into Isabel Massa. Back to Hogg. High cross into the box. Ryan's there. Doesn't get rid of it. Header won by Searink. But no options there for the Braves. Natalie Barbara to the right flank. And Decouteau able to cut it away. Both teams a couple of runs here late in the second half as we wind down regulation. Is overtime in the cards in this quarterfinals match of the Peach Belt Tournament. Sellers. Good ball across the field. Ends up with Pittman as Searing to her left. Lifted to Searing. Almost a perfect ball from Alexis Pittman to Searing, but some new life for the Braves. Crowd getting into it here. As we get set for what should be a wild finish. There will be a winner tonight. Whether it's behind extra time and into a shootout. No draws here in the Peach Belt Conference Tournament. But Iona looking for a big boot. Didn't get much behind it. It's rainbowed over her head and out for a Braves throw. Lakers not too happy about that call. Bonaiuta lines it out once again. Pittman pushed down from behind and a whistle. Minute and a half to go in regulation. Borden will take it as time winds down here in the second half, level at 1. Isabel Massa races forward for the visitors, and it's awarded a throw-in for the Braves. A minute to go, quite possibly the last chance in regulation for the Braves. Borden. Good defensive play as it ends up with Loftman. Borden steps in front. Searing heads it high once more. Massa wins it. De Vieras over to Loftman, but she loses it. Moa Loftman could not control. Bacarizo, always dangerous with the ball at her foot. Rolled forward, still danger. Braves can't clear it out of the zone. Loftman, one final chance. A ball forward, and we are headed to extra time in the quarterfinals of the Peach Belt Conference Tournament. A Manoli Bacarizo goal early in the second half levels things at 1. We'll have an initial 10-minute sudden death period, and then after that we'll have an intermission followed by another 10-minute sudden death period, and then after that we will have a penalty shootout. Until then, we'll take a quick break here on the UNCP Sports Network. Postseason soccer, always fun, especially here in the Peach Belt Conference. This is UNCP Women's Soccer, the Peach Belt Conference Tournament quarterfinals on the UNCP Sports Network.
When a hospital invests in technology, skilled hands and keen eyes have new tools for diagnosing disease and making people better. At Scotland, we were the first in the region to provide 3D mammograms and robotic joint surgery, and the only hospital in the region to collaborate with Duke Health to offer both radiation and medical oncology for cancer patients. At Scotland, we invest in the newest technology for one simple reason: to deliver you closer care that's better by far.
Bojangles Cajun filet biscuit.
Could this get any more perfect? Pimento cheese. Dude, get it with pimento cheese. Trust me.
Perfect just got perfecter. Introducing Bojangles Cajun Filet Biscuit with our new pimento cheese. Melty, cheddary pimento cheese on our Cajun Spice Chicken. It's perfecter. Bojangles.
It's bow time, y'all.
A nurse at Scotland Health is
A healer, touching patients' lives at every turn.
An ally, working as a trusted teammate with the best doctors. A blower of bubbles, part child whisperer, part kid at heart.
A winner, recognizing excellence through Daisy Awards.
And of course, a caring friend. Scotland Health nurses are many things to many people. But to us, they're simply better by far.
Don't just throw a tailgate, own the tailgate with a Bojangles Big Bow Box. Only Bojangles brings the flavor to every tailgate with mouth-watering chicken, fresh buttery biscuits, flavorful fixins, and freshly steeped legendary iced tea. Because how can you expect to win the game if you don't win the tailgate? Feed all the hungry tailgaters in your group with an 8, 12, or 20-piece Big Bow Box. Bojangles, it's bow time, y'all!
When a hospital invests in technology, skilled hands and keen eyes have new tools for diagnosing disease and making people better. At Scotland, we were the first in the region to provide 3D mammograms and robotic joint surgery, and the only hospital in the region to collaborate with Duke Health to offer both radiation and medical oncology for cancer patients. At Scotland, we invest in the newest technology for one simple reason: to deliver you closer care that's better by far.
Bojangles Cajun filet biscuit.
Could this get any more perfect? Pimento cheese. Dude, get it with pimento cheese. Trust me.
Perfect just got perfecter. Introducing Bojangles Cajun Filet Biscuit with our new pimento cheese. Melty cheddary pimento cheese on our Cajun spice chicken. It's perfecter. Bojangles.
It's bow time, y'all.
A nurse at Scotland Health is
a healer, touching patients' lives at every turn.
An ally, working as a trusted teammate with the best doctors. A blower of bubbles, part child whisperer, part kid at heart.
A winner, recognizing excellence through Daisy Awards.
And of course, a caring friend. Scotland Health nurses are many things to many people. But to us, they're simply better by far.
Golden goal here in the opening round of the Peach Belt Conference Tournament. 3-seeded UNC Pembroke level at 1 with the 6-seed Clayton State Lakers. These two teams have had a few overtime matches this season. Braves are 2-1 in extra time. That includes a double overtime victory over Shaw. For Clayton State, 1-1-1 in OT this season. All 3 of those extra time matches have gone to the second extra time period. So again, the rules are as follows. A 10-minute golden goal extra time period. First team to score wins. If neither side is able to finish in this first 10-minute frame, we'll head to a second overtime, which is again golden goal and again 10 minutes. And after that, if the score remains 1-1, we head to a penalty shootout. Doesn't get much more exciting than this. A frigid night in Pembroke, North Carolina. Offenses, though, looking to heat up for UNCP and Clayton State. A goal wins it as it's dribbled out of play by Moa Loftman. Braves looking to pad their NCAA tournament resume as Katie Ryan leaves it for her twin sister Gina. Those two playing in likely their final match here at LREMC Stadium. What a career they've put together. This has been a senior class, 5 of them to be exact, that has played a major role in the growth of this UNCP soccer program, including their first ever Peach Belt Conference Championship in 2017, which came when the Braves won the conference tournament. In that season, they reached their 3rd ever NCAA tournament. 2008, 2010, 2017, the 3 NCAA tournament appearances for the Braves. Throw into Pella Valbuena as the goal tonight for the Braves. Highlight reel finish for Valbuena. I'm sure you'll be seeing that in a potential Peach Belt Conference Play of the Month, as Ryan whips it ahead, and a little too much for any of her teammates to get to it. Despite the 6th seed next to their name, it should really come as absolutely no surprise that Clayton State hanging in there against a team that's higher ranked than they are. Lost by just 1 to North Georgia and 1 to Flagler, the 2 top teams, at least record and ranking-wise, seeding-wise in the Peach Belt Conference. As Decuto boots it down the far sideline off the head of Alexis Pittman. Dawson, forward for Searing. Still pressure as Bonayudo knocks it up ahead from her keeper position. And Alexis Pittman races to track it down and wins a throw-in for the Braves. Hustle plays like that late in this match could be the difference. Again, all it takes is 1. A goal wins it. Rucker plays it forward into the box. Pittman races after it, and an offside flag comes up from the VAR official. Lars Anderson looking for his team to step up in the extra time. 19th season as the head coach here at UNCP, the only head coach in the history of the UNCP women's soccer program. Has made this program a perennial power in the PBC, and a whistle along the far sideline. And Fergal Ford will push some of his players forward. About midway through this first extra time period, Kiara Rosner will take it. Knocked ahead. Ball won by the visitors. Loftman in the box. Couteau clears it, and it skips out of play. Throw in secured by Valbuena for the Braves. Works it forward as Morgan Hill tracks towards it. And Hogg clears it. Knocked around at a couple of heads there. And now pace down the middle. McKevitt out wide to Loftman. Katie Ryan on her. Superb defense by Ryan, who takes Loftman off of it. And now she falls to the ground. Gets right back up. Hogg with space. Sends the ball out wide. Baccarizo. Rucker tries to clear it, can't do so. But did just enough to make the tackle on Baccarizo and change things, and Pittman shoved down, free kick awarded to the Braves. Spotted by Borden. The Braves look to finish this one. A goal wins it. Searing flicks forward with the head. Pittman making her way down the sideline. Braves inching closer. Dawson trying to make a turn. And Pittman took a shot to the face there. She was injured earlier in this match and now seems to be holding her face. Talked about it before when she went out in the first half, but it's tough to replace a player like her. And now she's being helped over to the sideline. She doesn't want to go, though, just trying to stay on, but being helped over. She seems to be ready to go, though, but the head referee saying she has to wait a second. Helped out by athletic trainer Alyssa Price. Searing steps over on the far side. Searing stumbles, no whistle. And Pittman hustles back on. And a foul called on Alexis Pittman. 2.5 to go in this first extra time period. Golden goal if neither team scores. We move on to a second 10-minute period. 2-minute intermission between the two time frames. And then if neither side is able to score again, one of the most exciting occurrences in all of sports, the penalty shootout. Rucker. Barbara races down the line. Barbara escapes from Pittman, now matched up with Nona Borden. As the double team comes from Lexi Pittman. Worked out, a chance to cross. Zabel from distance, looking back post for Loftman. Handed away though. De Vere stays on it. Curling ball, top of the box. Ryan steps in front and knocks it away as Morgan Hill angles it forward for Riley Searing. Crisis averted for the time being for the Braves, and now Alexis Pittman looks to reverse things. Played back to Bonaiuto, and all she can do is boot it out of play. Brittany Padilla, UNCP assistant coach, catches it right away and gets it in quickly so the Braves can throw it in quickly. UNCP cannot afford to waste any time here. A minute to go. They could play things so that they're the only team that can have an opportunity for the remainder of this first extra time period. And another throw in deep. And Clayton State side of the field. And another whistle as it appears Alexis Pittman is down once again. Big thank you to all of you for joining us here on the UNCP Sports Network. John Gross coming to you live from Lumbee River EMC Stadium on the campus of UNCP. As Pittman is helped off the pitch, carried off the pitch. Zion Sellers checks on to replace her. 54 seconds. Clock will start on the official's whistle. And a yellow card is awarded. Kiara Rosner looked like she is issued the yellow. Fourth that we've seen tonight. We've seen 2 for either side. Searing could not connect with Borden. Baccarizo trapped. Promising here for the Braves. Searing, body down. Braves hustling into the box. It's a corner kick. It'll be Katie Ryan to take it. 20 seconds to go. One final chance here in the first overtime. Golden goal for a spot in the PBC semifinals.
10, 9, 8,
Header in the box.
6, 5,
Sellers looks to put it back in. Low cross. Off the side of the net. 10 more minutes on the clock here. Golden goal once again. And if no one can score, we head to a penalty shootout. A couple close-up chances for both teams, but either side able to find the back of the net. We'll keep playing. More bonus soccer here at UNC Pembroke. This is Brave Soccer in the Peach Belt Conference Tournament quarterfinals on the UNCP Sports Network.
Don't just throw a tailgate, own the tailgate with a Bojangles Big Bow Box. Only Bojangles brings the flavor to every tailgate with mouth-watering chicken, fresh buttery biscuits, flavorful fixins, and freshly steeped legendary iced tea. Because how can you expect to win the game if you don't win the tailgate? Feed all the hungry tailgaters in your group with an 8, 12, or 20-piece Big Bow Box. Bojangles, it's bow time, y'all!
When a hospital invests in technology, skilled hands and keen eyes have new tools for diagnosing disease and making people better. At Scotland, we were the first in the region to provide 3D mammograms and robotic joint surgery, and the only hospital in the region to collaborate with Duke Health to offer both radiation and medical oncology for cancer patients. At Scotland, we invest in the newest technology for one simple reason: to deliver you closer care that's better by far.
Bojangles Cajun filet biscuit.
Could this get any more perfect? Pimento cheese. Dude, get it with pimento cheese. Trust me.
Perfect just got perfecter. Introducing Bojangles Cajun Filet Biscuit with our new pimento cheese. Melty, cheddary pimento cheese on our Cajun Spice Chicken. It's perfecter. Bojangles.
It's bow time, y'all.
Back here at LREMC Stadium on the campus of UNC Pembroke. Second extra time period here as the Braves and Clayton State Lakers have been locked at 1 since early on in the second half of action. Ten minutes on the clock. Golden goal soccer. And if neither side can score here, we'll head to a penalty shootout. Bonaiuto elects not to pick it up. Dawson tracks it down for the Braves. Push forward. Searing heads it. Dawson. Ball forward to Searing, settled. Tried to work it out to Valbuena, couldn't do so. Boarded an aggressive touch. McKevitt, intercepted. And Searing contact from behind. And they're going to call a foul on Searing. And Katrin Zabel. The one taken down, and she's a little bit slow. Wearing the captain armband for this CSU team. Bonaiuto the boot. Rucker clears. Macarizo forward, Massa lofted wide. A windy day, so those shots can twist and turn any which way and make things very difficult for keepers to track. Throwing for the Braves, and looks like Loftman a little bit slow to get up. Braves fans not happy about that call. Clock still running. They're going to award a free kick. Just short of a corner kick. It's Deviels to take it. Golden goal in the second overtime. Pia Hogg sent forward from right back. Size in the box, numbers as well. Cross, headed away. McKevitt looks to play it back in there. Stevenson got a foot on it. And Rucker clears it to save the day for the Braves. Hogg all the way back to Bonaiuto. Searing races after it, can't get there. Hustles and touches out for a throw. You can't fault the effort from both teams. This has been quite the battle from start to finish. Neither team has really been able to establish themselves as the aggressors. McKevitt. Loftman. Works on Ryan. And Loftman dribbles it out of play. Katie Ryan just so stout defensively at left back for the Braves. The back line has really been great tonight for UNCP, barring the one mishap which resulted in the Clayton State goal. Short kick. Massa initially had a foot on it, and it's booted away. Ricochet gives it to the Braves for a throw. Five minutes separate us from a possible penalty shootout. But Ryan works it ahead to Searing. Braves trying to get something going. Had a couple of close chances. Nothing too great in the opening extra time period. But here in the second, neither team many opportunities. Ball off of Zion Sellers. Again, UNCP without Alexis Pittman. And she's been on and off the trainer's table quite a bit tonight. Zion Sellers is in the place of Pittman. Second leading goal scorer for the Braves, Alexis Pittman not in there. Over the hand of Decuto. Ryan, great step. And now she looks to push the issue herself. Rolled for Morgan Hill. Has two to her right in the box and a low cross. Doesn't give any of her teammates an opportunity to get contact on it. Valbuena, who has the UNCP goal. Another throw-in for the Braves. A little bit deeper. Searing hands it back. And again, a throw-in. Katie Ryan just continues to march her way down the sideline. 3.5 to go. And the golden goal, extra time number 2. Decuto off the foot of Stevenson. And it's corralled by McKevitt. Good tackle, though, by Nona Borden. Lifted for Sellers. Header one. Out of bounds, though, by Zabel. Braves fans yelling for a push in the back there. No call. Rucker tracks it down. Macarizo got a head on it. She's been quiet, though. Braves have done a good job limiting her since she scored that goal. Now it's Hogg. Short ball. Barbara. Loftman. Contact with Ryan. And a throw in to the visitors. Who will make a change. Loftman sent off. Beatrice Zabaleggi back in up front on the right side for the visitors. Wind howling here in Pembroke. Massa in the corner. Decuto clears it temporarily. Still a chance, though. Searing works it out of play. Under 2 minutes remaining in the second extra time. Just minutes away from a potential penalty shootout in the quarterfinals of the Peach Belt Conference Tournament. Slicing her way forward, Devieres, but a great slide tackle by Ryan slows her run. Barbara dancing on Hill. Throw in for the Braves. Ryan down the line. Header by Hill. Stevenson's on it. Long ball, down the middle. Searing chasing after it.
1 minute. 1 minute remaining.
1 minute to go. Hogg deflected. Back to Zabaleggi. Clearing away by Brewer. Spins inbounds, though. Decuto punches it down the sideline. On the foot of Valbuena, who could control. And it's Pia Hogg with 30 seconds to go. If we don't see a goal in the next 30 seconds, we head to a penalty shootout. Bacarizo, great tackle. The combination of Borden and Rucker stopping Bacarizo. Rucker had space, instead sends it long for Sellers. 15 seconds to go as it's booted out of play. And one last chance before a penalty shootout.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
Decuto.
1.
And we are headed to a penalty shootout. A winner will be decided here at LREMC Stadium. One of the most exciting occurrences in sports, as these two teams will head to a shootout for the first time this season. Tied at 1 through regulation, tied at 1 through 2 extra time periods, and now a winner will be decided. We'll take a quick break here on the UNCP Sports Network. When we get back, the conclusion of tonight's quarterfinal match. This is the Peach Belt Conference quarterfinals here on the UNCP Sports Network.
Don't just throw a tailgate, own the tailgate with a Bojangles Big Bow Box. Only Bojangles brings the flavor to every tailgate with mouth-watering chicken, fresh buttery biscuits, flavorful fixins, and freshly steeped legendary iced tea. Because how can you expect to win the game if you don't win the tailgate? Feed all the hungry tailgaters in your group with an 8, 12, or 20-piece Big Bow Box. Bojangles, it's bow time, y'all!
When a hospital invests in technology, skilled hands and keen eyes have new tools for diagnosing disease and making people better. At Scotland, we were the first in the region to provide 3D mammograms and robotic joint surgery, and the only hospital in the region to collaborate with Duke Health to offer both radiation and medical oncology for cancer patients. At Scotland, we invest in the newest technology for one simple reason: to deliver you closer care that's better by far.
Bojangles Cajun filet biscuit.
Could this get any more perfect? Pimento cheese. Dude, get it with pimento cheese. Trust me.
Perfect just got perfecter. Introducing Bojangles Cajun Filet Biscuit with our new pimento cheese. Melty, cheddary pimento cheese on our Cajun Spice Chicken. It's perfecter. Bojangles.
It's bow time, y'all.
A nurse at Scotland Health is
a healer, touching patients' lives at every turn.
An ally, working as a trusted teammate with the best doctors. A blower of bubbles, part child whisperer, part kid at heart.
A winner, recognizing excellence through Daisy Awards.
And of course, a caring friend. Scotland Health nurses are many things to many people. But to us, they're simply better by far.
Penalty shootout time here at LREMC Stadium. John Gross coming to you live on the UNCP Sports Network. We have played through regulation and 2 extra time periods, and the score is still level at 1. 5 players will shoot, and if we are tied through those first 5, we'll continue until we're no longer tied. Up first to shoot is Jan Brewer for the visiting Clayton State Lakers. 8 goals in the season for her. Only had 5 goals in her first 3 years with the Lakers. By the way, they're kicking towards the goal where the wind is blowing fairly strong. Here we go. Clayton State striking first here. Again, 5 players will kick. Up first for the Braves is Paula Valbuena. Had the goal for UNCP, an absolute beauty that gave them the lead late in the first half. Valbuena to level things at 1 of the shootout. Converts. (1-1). 2 goalies for the Braves. It's Gina Ryan, one of the best in Peach Belt Conference history. UNCP has to feel fairly good about their chances with a player like Ryan in net. For the visitors, Valentina Bonaiuto, her first year at Clayton State. Save percentage right around 70. Gina Ryan's in the season 82. McKevin shot off the hands of Ryan and settles into the net. Jane McKevin puts her team in front 2-1. Again, Clayton State did go first in the penalty shootout. Nona Borden a chance to level things. Borden, defender for the Braves. And she hooked it wide. So now it's on Gina Ryan to stop something on the next few. 2-1 the score through 2 attempts for both sides. Marie Deviere slowly approaches the penalty spot. Clayton State already up 2-1 in the shootout. A chance for some separation. Ryan guessed the right way, but a little bit too high, and it's 3-1. Katie Ryan absolutely needing to score here for the Braves. Third kicker through for UNCP. Peach Belt Conference Tournament quarterfinals. 3-seeded UNCP, number 6 Clayton State. Braves trail 3-1 of the shootout. Ryan saved. Bonaiuto coming up big. Back-to-back unsuccessful attempts for UNCP. And a score here will win it for Clayton State. It's Ann-Katrin Zabel, the German defender. With the Gina Ryan in net. And Clayton State advances to the semifinals. On the road, the Lakers are moving on in a penalty shootout. 4-1 the final. Tied at 1 through regulation. Tied at 1 through 2 extra times. But the Lakers come up big in the penalty shootout as they head on to the next round and will play in Evans, Georgia. As for UNCP, a heartbreaking defeat at home. Now the question becomes, have they done enough in the regular season to warrant an NCAA tournament bid? UNCP falls at home in a penalty shootout. 4-1 the final from LREMC Stadium. A big thank you to all of you for joining us here on the UNCP Sports Network. A huge thank you to our crew here, Maria Lazaro, on-field camera, Jeremy Shelton up in the box with us. To my left, Ian Ormsby has been directing our broadcast. I'm John Gross, signing off for the UNCP Sports Network. Braves fall in a heartbreaker as Clayton State advances to the semifinals of the 2019 Peach Belt Conference Tournament. Have a great night.